It's your boy Jamar back with another video. Back with another banger. Today I'm reviewing Zatima's Season 4, Episode 11 entitled Protect and Serve, which is the mid-season premiere. And guess what? We are now on Paramount Plus. We are no longer on BT Plus, and we are on Paramount Plus, which means we gotta show up and show out and show them why Zatima is the #1 show. Now, this episode started off with Fatima talking to Deja, basically saying, "Girl, thank you for keeping my little secret about Leslie." But Zach knows now. And Deja's like, "Huh, girl, what are you talking about? I don't know what you're talking about. Like, I be tripping." So then Deja's like, "Girl, what's going on with your little side piece or whatever?" And then Fatima's like, "What side piece? I don't have a side piece." She was like, "That man in that house." Fatima's like, "Boy, whatever, girl, whatever." So then when Fatima comes in, she sees the guy, and it's a bodyguard that Zach hired, and she's basically like, "Girl, I'm gonna kill Zach when I see him, this and that and the third." But she basically just deals with it because it's like there's not much I can do. So then she calls Angela to come over to vent about the freaking bodyguard. So then Angela comes over, she's flirting with the bodyguard or whatever. And then the bodyguard is basically like, "I'm on duty right now." But basically, he's hinting that, "Girl, you can hit me up when I'm off duty." You feel me? So then, boom, Connie's outside and she's crying because all her stuff is out. Her car, if you remember what happened last season, her house burned down. She has cancer and she just lost her kids. So she calls Zach and tells him everything. Zach is like, "Yo, whatever, whatever. I'm going to be over there." But then before he goes over there, he calls Fatima. So then, boom. Fatima basically is like, "Whatever, whatever, whatever." So in the midst of all this, Jeremiah is checking himself back into that rehab that he dropped out of. But the nurse is basically like, "Well, when you left last time, so did your payment. So we need a new payment." And then he's like, "Man, I really need help, but I'll figure it out." But then the nurse feels bad. It's like, "Listen, I can get you into this program. It won't be as, rich or whatever, or as the other program was that your brother had you in, but it's something." So he basically agrees to it. He's having withdrawals. She gives him some opioids or whatever. And he basically prays for her, saying he's his own support. And she's like, "Trust me, you have way more people on your side." And that's just beautiful seeing Jeremiah finally. And I really hope he does get his life together so he can finally just move on with his life and be a better him. So I can't wait to see that storyline progress. So then, boom, Zach comes home. The bodyguards caught a little bit off guard, but then, boom, he greets him, whatever. And then Zach tells Fatima that can Connie stay with him. Fatima's like tripping a little bit because prior to that, Angel's basically like, "Oh, do you sure ain't nothing going on? Because he's leaving you to be with his ex." And she's basically like, "Listen, I trust Zach. I'm not trying to stress myself out." So if he said nothing's going on, nothing's going on. He comes home and asks that, and she freaks out first. But then he explains to her situation. Fatima's understanding. And Angel's talking to Connie, and she basically sees that she's going through cancer too. So they all just come together and basically tell her she's good. We got each other. So then late at night, when Zach and Fatima are sleeping, they hear noises down. They start freaking out. And it's Connie and her throw up all over the floor crying, saying, "I'm not going to make it. I'm not going to make it." And then Fatima's like, "Yes, you are. You have us to support you." She's like, "You understand. My mom and grandma had it and they didn't make it." She's like, "But you have us, so you will make it." And she just started crying in Fatima's arms. And that scene was just so, so beautiful. So that's how this episode ended. I'm glad Zatima is back on Paramount Plus. Like I said, you guys need to subscribe. And I will see you guys next time for episode 12.